You have been trained since birth to react. Someone insults you, you defend. Someone rejects you, you chase validation. Someone disagrees, you argue. And every time you react, you hand over a piece of your control. That's how the world manipulates you, not through force, but through emotion. The moment they can trigger your anger, your fear, your guilt, they own you. Power doesn't belong to the loud or the aggressive. It belongs to the one who can stay calm while everyone else loses their mind. Emotional detachment is not coldness. It's command. It's the art of watching chaos without becoming part of it. It's the discipline of holding your tongue when your ego is screaming for revenge. It's the ability to see everything, insult, betrayal, rejection, as data, not drama. Understand this. When you react, you reveal your weakness. You show people exactly where to press to control you. You expose your emotions like open wounds, and the ruthless will always press harder. But when you remain detached, their weapons become useless. Insults lose their sting. Manipulation loses its grip, because what can they take from someone who has already mastered himself? Detachment doesn't mean apathy, it means strategy. You still feel, but you choose when, how, and to whom you show it. You don't waste energy explaining yourself to fools. You don't argue with chaos. You let noise destroy itself while you stand still. That's stillness. That's intimidation in silence. People fear what they cannot read. They fear the one who doesn't flinch, doesn't justify, doesn't overreact. They mistake your calm for arrogance. But it's not arrogance, it's awareness. You've simply realized that emotion is a luxury the powerful can't afford to waste. When you detach, you start to observe patterns. You begin to notice how predictable people become when they're emotional, how they expose their secrets through words they can't control, how they lose all leverage chasing approval. Meanwhile, you conserve your energy, gather your information, and strike only when it matters. Detachment gives you timing, and timing, not talent, not talk, is what builds empires. The impulsive move too early, the detached move precisely. They speak less but say more. They act rarely but with force. They wait while others burn out chasing attention. So how do you build this power? You start by starving your reactions. When someone provokes you, breathe. When they disrespect you, pause. When they lie, observe. Don't defend your character. Your silence will do it for you. Don't beg to be understood. Your results will explain everything. Every time you resist the urge to react, you grow stronger. Every time you choose control over chaos, you reclaim authority over your own mind. That's the true definition of freedom. Not being untouched by the world, but being unmoved by it. Remember, feelings are signals, not commands. You can acknowledge anger without letting it lead. You can feel pain without letting it define your next step. The weak live at the mercy of emotion. The strong use emotion as fuel, not direction. Detachment also protects your energy from emotional parasites. The people who thrive on your reaction, who drain you with drama, who keep you locked in emotional cycles, so you never have time to build yourself. You break that cycle the moment you stop feeding it. Their chaos ends where your boundaries begin, and when you truly detach, when your peace is no longer negotiable. You become dangerous, not because you seek conflict, but because nothing can control you anymore. The world expects weakness. It expects emotion. So when you move with calm precision, they don't know how to handle you. They try to shake you, but you don't move. They try to offend you, but you don't respond. They try to guilt trap you, but you walk away. That's what real power looks like. Not shouting, not proving, just silence, control, and command. So the next time life tries to pull you into chaos, pause. The next time someone attacks your name, stay calm. Because the one who controls his emotions controls the outcome. And the one who controls the outcome controls everything. Emotional detachment isn't about not feeling. It's about never letting your feelings make you forget your focus. It's about mastering yourself so deeply that nothing and nobody ever again can pull your strings. Control. That's the word most people fear, yet secretly crave. Everyone wants to feel in control of their lives, but few ever achieve it, because they waste their energy trying to control what they can't. You can't control the weather. You can't control people. You can't control how others feel about you, or how life unfolds. But you can control how you respond, how you plan, and how you move. And that's where true power begins. Weak minds try to dominate everything outside themselves. They want control over others, over opinions, over outcomes. Strong minds, they dominate the one kingdom that actually matters, their own. You can't command the chaos of the world until you've mastered the chaos inside you, because power without control is destruction, and control without purpose is emptiness. You have to learn the discipline of separating what's yours to command and what's yours to release. Every time you try to control what's not yours, you lose strength. Every time you master what is, you gain it. Control what you can. Command what you must. That means controlling your focus, your habits, your words, your time. These are your weapons. Sharpen them. The man who wakes up late, scrolls aimlessly, complains about luck. He's not unlucky. He's undisciplined. He's lost control of the smallest thing, himself. And when you can't lead yourself, the world will lead you. It will toss you wherever it wants, through distractions, emotions, and the demands of others, until you wake up one day, realizing you've been living someone else's plan. Command doesn't come from desire. It comes from decision. You don't feel like taking control. You decide to. You don't wait for the right time. You make it. That's what separates rulers from followers. Followers wait for life to be fair. Rulers adapt when it's not. Understand this. The world will never give you stability. You must build it through control. Control your mornings, control your mind, control your responses. If you lose control in these areas, the world will use it against you. Someone disrespects you. Don't respond with emotion. Respond with precision. Someone doubts you. Don't argue. Let your progress humiliate their disbelief. Someone blocks your path. Find another way. Because complaining never changed destiny, but control always does. When you master control, you become unrecognizable. You stop explaining your every move. You stop chasing approval. You stop reacting to small things because you're focused on the empire you're building in silence. Control creates direction. Direction creates momentum. Momentum creates dominance. That's how control becomes command. Most people think command means shouting orders or being ruthless. They're wrong. Command means knowing exactly who you are and what you're doing, while everyone else is guessing. It's the quiet confidence that no matter what happens, you will not break. Because your strength doesn't come from circumstances. It comes from structure. That's why you need systems. Habits that protect your mind from chaos. Routines that defend your purpose from distraction. Boundaries that guard your peace from emotional parasites. The disciplined live like soldiers. They move with intention. They know when to speak, when to act, when to wait. Their control is invisible but absolute. The world calls them cold. But they're not cold, they're clear. They know that emotion destroys strategy. That impulse ruins timing. That noise drowns clarity. They know that control is not about power over others. It's about freedom from being ruled by your own weaknesses. Because make no mistake, if you don't control yourself, something else will. Your ego, your fear, your desire to please, your addiction to approval. The world loves to control those who can't control themselves. When you're desperate for validation, they'll manipulate you. When you're easily angered, they'll provoke you. When you're easily flattered, they'll use you. That's why you must become a fortress. Untouchable from the outside, unshakable from the inside. Control doesn't mean rigidity, it means mastery. It means knowing when to bend so you don't break. It means understanding the power of patience. It means learning that not every fight deserves your energy. Control gives you space. Space to think, plan, and strike only when it matters. And when you strike with precision. Because command is not about doing more. It's about doing what counts. Remember this truth. You are either the commander of your life or the commanded. There's no middle ground. And the battlefield is always your mind. So stop wasting your control on what's beyond your reach. Direct it inward. Control your emotions, your time, your focus, and your discipline. Because the one who masters himself commands the world, without ever needing to raise his voice. Respect. Everyone talks about it. Everyone demands it. But the truth is, respect is not something you receive. It's something you engineer. It's not given by others. It's extracted from them through presence, precision, and performance. People respect what they cannot easily understand or manipulate. They respect what they cannot control. They respect power, not noise. And that's exactly what you must become. Quiet power, organized chaos, cold precision. The weak ask for respect. The powerful create conditions where respect becomes the only possible response. You don't chase it. You design it. You don't plead for it. You project it. Respect isn't earned through kindness. It's earned through consistency. It's not built in words. It's built in actions repeated until they become reputation. And once you understand that, you stop explaining yourself. Because true respect doesn't need explanation. It demands observation. When you walk into a room and people feel your presence without a word, that's not arrogance. That's design. It means your energy, your posture, your silence all communicate a message. I am not here to impress. I am here to exist on my terms. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You cannot be respected if you want to be liked. Because respect is built on boundaries, and boundaries offend the weak. The more you protect your time, your standards, and your focus, the more they'll call you cold, arrogant, distant, until one day they call you successful. Respect doesn't live in the approval of the crowd. It lives in the quiet fear of those who underestimated you. It lives in the admiration of those who watch your discipline and realize they could never match it. To engineer respect, you must first become dangerous. Not violent, dangerous. Meaning, you must have the ability to act, but the wisdom to stay composed. You must be capable of great impact, yet choose restraint. Because people don't respect the reckless. They respect the controlled. The lion doesn't roar at every noise in the jungle. He doesn't chase every animal that crosses his path. He moves when it's worth moving. And that's what makes his silence more terrifying than any growl. So, build that silence. Build that restraint. Don't respond to every insult. Don't explain every move. Operate like your time is currency. Because it is. Every moment you spend reacting to the irrelevant is a moment stolen from your empire. Respect grows in scarcity. If everyone can reach you, speak to you, see you, they stop valuing you. The less available you become, the more valuable you appear. So stop being accessible to everyone who hasn't earned it. When you walk with purpose, your silence becomes louder than their opinions. When you move strategically, your results become the only response you need. Respect follows those who don't chase it, because they live in alignment with their own law. And here's the cruel but honest part. People don't respect your potential. They respect your proof. They don't care how much you could do. They care what you've already done. That's why you must stop talking about plans and start executing them in darkness. Results are the only argument the world cannot debate. And when your results speak, your enemies fall silent. Your critics start to mimic you. Your doubters start to study you. That's how respect works. First they resist, then they imitate. Understand, respect is built in stages. First, they ignore you. Then they mock you. Then they fear you. Then they respect you. Don't interrupt that process with emotion. Let it unfold. Because every great figure throughout history understood that respect is not an accident. It's the outcome of ruthless consistency. It's a brand that you build every single day through discipline, through silence, through the refusal to lower your standards for anyone. And once you earn it, guard it, because respect can vanish faster than it's gained. All it takes is one moment of weakness, one uncontrolled emotion, one desperate move to destroy years of power. That's why respect and control must walk together. One protects the other. You must live like this. Every decision you make, every word you speak, every step you take must strengthen your image, your credibility, and your dominance. Because the world is watching always. And if you don't define who you are, they will define it for you and use it against you. So remember, you are not asking for respect. You are programming it into the minds of others through repetition of excellence. You are designing a life that forces people to adjust their tone when they speak your name. You are not chasing admiration. You are building inevitability. Respect is not what they give you. It's what you make them feel when they realize they can't ignore you, they can't replace you, and they can't understand how you keep winning without ever losing control. In the end, everything comes down to one truth: mastery. Not mastery over others, but mastery over yourself. Because the man who cannot be affected cannot be defeated. You were not born to live at the mercy of people's opinions. You were not built to be controlled by emotion, or fear, or noise. You were built to command yourself, your focus, your destiny. The world will test you. It will provoke you, misjudge you, betray you. But the moment you stop reacting, you start ruling. The moment you detach from the emotional storms of others, you rise above them. And the moment you take full control of your responses, you begin to write your own story. One decision, one moment, one victory at a time. You have to understand, life is a battlefield, not a playground. It rewards clarity, not kindness. It honors control, not chaos. And it bows to those who can walk through fire without ever flinching. Every insult, every rejection, every setback, they are tests, not of your strength, but of your composure. Anyone can act powerful when things go right. Real power is silent, calm, and unbreakable when everything falls apart. Detachment gives you freedom. Control gives you direction. Respect gives you influence. And inner authority gives you peace. The kind of peace no one can take away. Because once you master yourself, nothing external can disturb you. You stop being a participant in chaos. You become the observer. You stop being a slave to emotion. You become the architect of it. And when that happens, people stop trying to provoke you because they realize they can't reach you anymore. That's the highest form of power. Not dominance, not aggression, but untouchability. The ability to remain calm when the world burns. The ability to move with precision while everyone else panics. The ability to remain centered no matter who stays or who leaves. You are not meant to chase peace. You are meant to create it within. You are not meant to prove your worth. You are meant to embody it so deeply that proof becomes irrelevant. You are not meant to react. You are meant to decide.